I want to welcome everybody in for this walk. We're going to walk down to Roosevelt Avenue. We're going to walk underneath the train tracks of the 7 line in the Jackson Heights area. Here we go. Look at this. Ain't this something? We haven't even crossed the parkway yet. Now over there so there's 2 major highways here. There's the Grand Central Parkway, and I believe this right here is the Long Island Expressway right over here. So you can see 2 intersecting parkways over here. Very big area. Over there is Flushing Meadows Park, is all the way up that way. City Field. I took you guys to City Field earlier this year on opening day. So, fresh off of my last walk where I did a little over 5 miles, we're going to probably walk another at least 4 miles on this one. You know what? I'm going to go this way. See where this takes us. Oh, you know what? We could take Corona Avenue. That's what we're gonna do. Wow, that is extremely loud, whatever that sound is. Oh, it shut off at the right time. My brain was about to start leaking out of my ears. Holy crap. You guys get to mute that. You guys get to lower your speakers. I gotta listen to that in real time. So we're on Corona Avenue, I believe. It looked like we were on Corona Avenue, which means that at some point we will dissect into 108. Maybe we'll take 111. Let's see. We'll figure it out. Doesn't matter. You guys aren't walking. I am. So. Corona Avenue is also one of those weird, windy kind of roads. So. Got to figure out which side I want to be on. Look at this crosswalk. That crosswalk is like, it's like a 50-yard dash. Look at that. Here's a little Here's a little extra credit for you. Try to, I guess, count how many lines are in this crosswalk. I'm going to count. We're going to do it all without getting hit by a car. Hold on 1 second here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. I stepped on all 34 of those lines. 34 lines in that crosswalk. That one has a lot of lines on it too. Tell me, how many walking channels on YouTube count crosswalk lines with everyone? There you go. You never know what you're going to get on Stride Warriors channel. On those other channels, I know what you'll get. Rockefeller Center, Macy's, Times Square. I was watching another channel the other day. It was like Times Square just for like 2 hours. I was like, oof, too much for me. 2 hours. I know it was 2 hours because I looked at the beginning and the end, and they were in Times Square, and then the time bar on the YouTube video said 1 hour and 57 minutes. I promise you this, I've only done one 2-hour walk on YouTube, but I generally do the 6-mile walks for like an hour and 45 minutes, an hour 40. You will not be in Times Square for 2 hours. I promise you that. Look at this. Whoa. That doesn't look welcoming. Fifth Avenue in Corona. Some people might say these are the rough streets of Queens right here where I'm walking through. So we're going to get down to Roosevelt Avenue. This is Otis Avenue. Otis. Otis Avenue. Otis and Corona. Always interesting street configurations in Queens. You have a lot of like 3 or 4 roads trisecting each other. I find you would get lost in Queens a lot easier than you would in Brooklyn. Brooklyn has a lot of mostly grid. I mean, so does Queens. Queens has grids too, but there are areas in Brooklyn and in Queens where you get a lot of these like named places. And there goes 108th, by the way. Right there, we're going to cross into it and we're going to take it. You have a lot of the name streets and stuff, and they go in all different directions. But I would say there's more of that in Queens than there is in Brooklyn. I feel like Queens is just a lot of areas that have that kind of stuff going on. Well, here we go, 108. We're gonna take 108 down to Roosevelt Avenue. That looks like an old school Subway shop for some reason. Maybe it's the awnings. Looks like we got a nice breeze coming right into me, so that's nice. Feels good. You know what I have not done once this year is I have not once used a wireless microphone yet. I have not used a wireless microphone yet this year. I got a new one that came with the new camera, so I tested it. It works, but I haven't used it. I should use it a couple of times at least, just to give it some work. Never good to let these devices sit unused because, you know, they come with these batteries inside. And if you don't use these batteries, the batteries wind up degrading and stuff. It's kind of strange, but it's true. Show you some homes across the street there. Kind of an idea of what the architecture looks on this side of 108. We did 108 about a month ago. We went down to Horace and then we went to Rego Park, but this is beyond Horace. This is going into Jackson Heights, so this is a different 108. Kay's Cafeteria. Right next door is a liquor store. Geo Liquors. Did a lot of walking today in real time. I stopped in the park. There was a little park over there by Grand Central Parkway. I stopped in there just to drink some water. I have some water on me. Went to the restroom. The lovely park restroom. 5-star restroom. There isn't a better restroom in New York City than in the parks department restrooms. Being sarcastic, of course. And now here I am walking again. Here goes the Key Food, the local Key Food supermarket. Oh, this guy just hit something and it's dragging underneath his car. I don't know if you guys heard it. Hopefully it's not a person. Sounds like a cone or like a street cone or something got stuck underneath his car. Parking lot. Looks like a junkyard almost. Looks like somebody's going into an ambulance. This right here that we're about to walk past and under is, I want to say that this is not the Long Island Railroad, but this is the Brooklyn Queens Railroad, which is also owned by Amtrak, which also connects to Amtrak when it goes further north. Look at that street, guys. Look how tight that street is. A tight little street there. That's 44th Avenue. The next set of train tracks we're gonna walk to is the 7 line. We're gonna get underneath that. And we're going to walk that down. I guess in a westerly direction, that would be towards the city, towards New York City. If we turn right on Roosevelt, we'll end up at Citi Field. So, and of course downtown Flushing. We turn left, we'll just be coming out of Corona and going into Jackson Heights, and if you keep going further down, you got Sunnyside. Just to give you guys an idea of directions, where we are. You know, I'm looking at my arms. My arms got really dark this year. I tend to get pretty dark. I'm half Italian, half Norwegian, but I have the Italian blood. I get pretty dark, man. And usually by the end of July, I'm pretty dark, but because of all of the hours I spent out in the sun for the 4th of July weekend filming all the ships and all the other stuff, I mean, I overloaded on sun, that's for sure. And those were days where the temperature was 100 degrees, so those are the type of days that you get a tan even in the shade. All right, here we are, Roosevelt Avenue. We'll walk Roosevelt Avenue. Which side are we going to walk, though? Let's pick a side. I'm thinking we'll pick the other side because the sun is on that side better, so we'll get some better light on those businesses we could look at and the people. Did I forget to tell you? We will have the 7 train regularly going over us throughout this walk. So, it's a train that runs frequently too. So we'll hear a lot of trains roaring overhead. Now, we've been in Jackson Heights a few times this year. But I have not done a dedicated Roosevelt Avenue walk since last year's heat wave. Last year we were here and it was like 101 degrees or something. It was crazy. It was really, really hot. That was the last time I did a dedicated walk on Roosevelt Avenue. So that's what we're doing today, finally. A lot of you have been asking, and I've been directing you guys to last year's and the year before's walks, but and I've been walking around, and I think that's what happened. Yeah, a couple of those residential structures right there I wanted to point out. So I think I was teasing a lot of people that like to see Roosevelt Avenue. And so here we are, finally doing it. Everyone will watch it, and then 2 weeks from now, people will be like, can you go to Roosevelt Avenue? And of course, I'll have to direct them to this walk and say, I just went, this was the walk, here you go. Go to this walk. Hopefully, this quenches your thirst for Roosevelt Avenue. One of the more crowded, grittier areas of New York City. This is an area of New York City that I love coming down to. There's like a plaza over there. I'm not gonna walk through it though. I want to stay underneath the train tracks, mostly. So I love coming down here. It's just one of those walks where there's just so many people out all the time. probably going to take this walk down to, you know, I do got to get home, and I do got to prep these videos to get them up on YouTube on time for tomorrow and Thursday. Well, tomorrow and Wednesday. Today is Monday. So I might end the walk over at the Jackson Heights train station. That way I can get on the train and go home. I am not taking the 7 train. I don't like taking the 7 train. 7 train is nothing. I mean, well, I got to be careful here, right? Because there's a lot of people that hate the 7 train. And if I try to say it's okay, I mean, there are days where the 7 train is just a nightmare. Sometimes it runs okay, but I would say most times it's a mess. I think that's why they run the train so frequently. Those trains are also pretty crowded in both directions. Because you got a lot of people going to Flushing and a lot of people leaving Flushing to go to the city, New York City, Manhattan. So no matter which end you get on, the train is always packed with people. I feel like we've only been on Roosevelt Avenue for about 5 minutes, and we already have heard 4 trains roll over our heads. This is 39th Avenue that bleeds into Roosevelt over here at 99th Street. No, thank you, my friend. In case you're wondering where we're walking, I said we're going to go down to the train station. We're passing a lot of train stations, but the particular train station I'm going to go to is down in the 70s. We're at 97th Street, so we got a little bit more to go. This area right here coming up is one of the more busiest intersections on Roosevelt Avenue. You see a lot of people on this block and the next block. This right here is Junction Boulevard. I had to stop on the corner there because there was like a whole group of people walking really slow. Look at all these street vendor markets. You get a lot of fruit down here. We only have one guy on 86th Street that does this in front of 20th Avenue over there by the gym, by the Planet Fitness. '95th Street, we got a ways to go. This is going to be a nice little walk. It's already 36 minutes. You know, earlier I was counting how many lines were in that crosswalk. I think what was it, like 34? I've lost count of how many trains have gone by us on this one so far. Got this whole shopping center over here. I don't know why. It's got really breezy over here. There's got to be some kind of like road configuration that's probably causing it. A lot of wind coming in off this building just now. Now it just went away. It's gone. There's no more wind. So you see there are a lot of people out. It is a Monday. It is past lunchtime. Temperature is around 85 degrees. We are going to be heading into another heat wave this week. Temps are going to get close to 100 degrees again. It shouldn't quite hit 100 degrees, we'll see, but there's going to be another hot week, another heat wave. I think we've had like 5 heat waves already this year in the summer. Get across the street and look at these shops.
Gotes, corte de pelo. Acá no hay vela, corte de pelo. Preparamos el ID number.
Well, we've made it into the 80s, so we're getting close to the end of the walk. Eventually, we will be at my destination that I need to get on the train. I was saying earlier, I'm not going to take the 7 train, I'm going to just take the F train. It's a lot quicker. Get on that F train and it'll be in New York City by no time. It is an express train. And also, I get off the train and just walk right across the other side of the platform to get the train that I need to get, the D train. Much easier. So what makes a 7 train more of a inconvenience for me is that, like I said earlier, it is a local train, but I have to then get off at the 5th Avenue station. And when I get off at the 5th Avenue station, I gotta walk through that long tunnel just to get over to the D train. So it takes longer to get to where I gotta go to transfer, and it's a walk. So, and since I'm already walking here and showing you guys Roosevelt Avenue, I might as well walk over to the major train transfer station where all the trains come in. It's not just the F train, you have the R train over there. I believe you got the E train over there. I think the M train goes over there too. It's just so many trains go through there. By the way, I came back on this side because I didn't like the light. It doesn't matter. The sun is directly over us right now, but there's a better angle on this side. There goes that wind again. Yeah, D2 right here. So some of these streets are channeling in a lot of wind coming in off the coast. Sometimes it gets like really windy, but it's mostly wind flow coming in from this direction. It's not like the wind is picking up. Wind acts like water. If you pour it through a channel, through a tight gradient, there'll be more pressure, quicker flow. More pressure equals you're going to feel more. That's why they tell you never to go sit under an overpass during a thunderstorm.
corrección de pelo, botos, queratina.
If you're wondering why I'm not doing a lot of talking on this one, that's because there's plenty of ambient city sounds that we could listen to. You got the traffic, you got the people, you got the trains. Obviously, trains are just constantly passing over. Lots going on. That time is wrong. It is not 3:44. Trust me. I'll give you guys a time check in a moment here. Since that thing showed the wrong time, I'll give you the right time. It is 10 to 1. That's what time it is right now. It is 10 to 1. It's 12:51. Not 3:44. Nice breeze right now. Look at the flags moving. All the banners and the flags. See some, you got the Brazilian soccer flag over here. Well, Brazilian flag. It's not a soccer flag, it's the country flag, but thinking about World Cup. They're down to the final four. I had Argentina from the beginning. I mean, I just think they're gonna win it all. I mean, what a run that team is making, and we all know who's on that team. I mean, that team is probably going to take it all. USA finally got knocked out. I say finally because it was a miracle they even made it to the 16, to the round of 16. I always knew, like, I had some friends that were like really heavy root for USA, and I was telling them, listen, once they start running into the meat grinder teams, they're not going to survive the meat grinder teams. Well, guys, we've been walking for 53 minutes. And we are getting to the end of the walk here. I can see my train stop. I want to thank everybody for tagging along on this one. How fitting that a train would pass over right when I'm saying goodbye to all of you, when I'm about to end the walk. What I'll do is I will walk around the train station. Go this way. I gotta go in here to my right here. Almost got run over by a flight attendant. A lot of the people here that you see with the suitcases, and like that girl, she was all dressed up, they're all going to LaGuardia. This is a big train station. You know what, I'll just take you in here to end it here. I'll end it in here. But this is a very big train station where everybody comes to transfer to get over to the airport. You take those stairs to go up to the 7 train, and then there's stairs that go down that will take you down to where I'm going, where the F train is, and the other trains. But this is where I'm going to end it, guys. I want to thank everybody for tagging along. This was we walked from over by the Long Island Expressway, Grand Central Parkway, over the overpass. We went down Corona, we went down 108, and we finished it with all this walking underneath Roosevelt Avenue, underneath the train. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I will catch you all on the next one, wherever that's going to be. So take care, and bye-bye.